Now, for those of you who host events, if you guys host events, I really want you to tap into these 5 tips I'm going to give you. I want to talk about the benefits of using a cash flow planner, some type of project planner. You can use it manually, which I do not recommend, but you can definitely find a software, an app, or a system that allows you to track the cash flow of your events. And the reason why is because there's things happening during the pre-event stage, which is generally collecting deposits. You're also probably putting down reservations or putting down deposits on like event spaces or hiring professionals like DJs, catering, food, liquor, all of that stuff, those expenses pre-event. You also have to consider what's happening during the event, right? You need to have some type of cash flow tracker for the, attendee registrations, for whatever your upsell is during the event, for your sales tracking during the event, so you can kind of see at certain intervals during the event, what do you need to do to hit your goal before the event ends. And I don't think many entrepreneurs who host events even consider this unless you have some type of accountant or CFO in your organization to help you kind of see into the granular detail of what it entails to track the cash flow for an event. You also have sales efforts after the event, post-event, right? Did you hit your sales goals? Did every invoice or contract or engagement get fulfilled? Are there any lingering expenses or invoices to pay? And so the purpose of a cash flow planner or a project planner is to really help you to keep track of what you committed to not spend, what you committed to earn during the event, and it helps you to keep from overspending, right? Because hopefully your goal is to make a profit, not to operate at a, break-even point. Your goal is to operate, in efforts to hitting a profit margin that you hopefully establish before the event. But benefit number two is it helps you to plan ahead for future cash flow problems. And it's very obvious when you are like, as an accountant attending an event, I can tell when an event host or an organization has not done these steps because their sales tactics and their sales strategy during the event and after the event becomes very telling about their goals. Either it flows very seamlessly or it doesn't. And it comes off sometimes very, very aggressive. Okay. So having some type of forecasting plan for your sales goals allows you to take the necessary steps to ensure that you have enough funds that have come in already on hand to handle everything that's coming post-event. Okay. Benefit number 3 is to make better informed financial decisions about your next and upcoming events. You want to have a clear view of what your goals are, what your benchmarks are of what you plan on not spending. And you want to make really good decisions about where the money goes before you spend it, right? How to allocate those cash flows, how to prioritize your spending. And then benefit number 4 is learning to improve your communication, right? Learning to improve your guidelines about what your company and your organization requires upfront, pre-event, post-event, during the event. This makes you a better communicator with those who have a vested interest in that event being successful, right? Not just you as the host. So you want to have everybody on the same page. It reduces stress. There's no surprises because you have this game plan that you've been working on pre-event, during the event, and post-event. Okay? And then I kind of mentioned this multiple times throughout this recording, but planning events is stressful enough. Like, as an introvert, I can't even imagine bringing my brain to plan an event, especially something in person. Having to manage the financials of the event, having to manage the people, right? Having to delegate, constantly communicate the vision and the mission and the goal of the event. So for those of you who host events, like, hats off to y'all. Y'all are dope. Y'all make it possible for introverts to show up, right? In a space where we usually won't even create that space. So shout out to y'all. But the cash flow planner helps you to reduce stress by providing a very clear vision, right? In hitting or exceeding your goals, because the goal is to exceed your revenue goals and your revenue forecast. And to really just take a lot of the pressure of the unknown off and move you out of that reactive mindset that most entrepreneurs typically are. We're reacting to what happens. You know, we have a fire to put out and we're constantly reacting. But by you putting in a plan or project tracker in place, you can remove a lot of that stress that's unnecessary had you done the pre-work, right? So I wish you guys nothing but the best. As your visibility continues to grow with you hosting events, so does your financial strategy. It needs to grow as well. It needs to become just as sophisticated, right? Just as luxurious as your events. Don't allow your prior habits to not force you into improving how you approach and track and measure your financials moving forward. Wishing y'all the best of luck.